mojito that like melted, and it
Or
was at a
lemonade?
bar where there's no mint.
It's just like, oh my, I'm so dehydrated, but I keep drinking my urine.
Cheers.
That's what all the guys online say to do. So I'm doing it.
Wait, did you see there was that video this year of that like weird, like, it was like,
I know. Is it the guy? Is it the non-gay gay guy?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Where he's like, it's not gay to, and then lists like
Very
5 gay
things.
things.
Yes.
Have
yes.
sex.
And he's like,
There.
I'm just trying to like get my prostate
Yes.
to be one with my prostate or something. I don't really understand the whole situation.
And he
But yeah,
drinks-
he's a pee drinker.
He drinks his pee. He like says it's like healthy and great for you and like cleanses you. And it's
Y'all
like-
don't want him then anyway.
no.
Don't blame him.
Not to kink shame, but like I don't like, there isn't value in drinking urine for health reasons. Like,
Right.
there isn't like extra nutrients that they didn't know your body absorbs thing. That's the waste product. So drink it if you want, but don't drink it and say that you're doing something healthy.
That's the thing, because it's not kink shaming, because you're like, he's trying to pretend it's healthy. So I feel like that it's like relax. Yeah, I remember that.
I forgot something.
What did you forget?
The thing that hooks up the thing into the thing to my computer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you need the adapter? Like I have an adapter for my mic.
I gotta
Yeah.
go get it from my house. Should I just
Oh.
turn my video off for a second?
You don't have to. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. So I was very excited because I bought Kim a mic for Christmas. I was so excited. I bought her the same mic I have.
Yeah.
Christmas Day, she was like, look what my dad got me. And it was the exact same mic I had bought.
Oh no.
I was like, well, guess what I got you for Christmas?
Well,
Well-
great minds.
Now if one of them breaks, back up.
Well, I think I'm gonna return it. I don't know. My mom was like, now you can have extra. I'm like, oh, but do I need an extra mic? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always nice to get a refund on something that you've purchased that is being returned, where you're like, it's like,
Right?
it's just like I'm waiting for 2 returns to pop through that money. It's not even that much. It's like $10, but I'm like, it's like a night. It's like just a little win.
I had commissioned someone on eBay to make one of the like sets for me that I photograph. It was the weirdest experience because he did it. He sent it to me. The colors were just wrong. And I was like, I love this. I love this. Do you mind just changing it to be the right colors? It was Ashley, the Sunnydale hallway where Buffy runs down and Becoming. I wanted to like,
Oh
and
yeah.
I figure I would use that for other pictures. Hi, Esme. It's Uncle Ian. Uh-oh.
Baby's
Happy-
first stream.
Happy New Year, Esme. Esme on Christmas also counted in Spanish for my titi and my mom over FaceTime. And my titi Letty went, Ian, she's already better than you at Spanish.
Oh.
Yeah, tent.
Oh, yeah, you got a tent. Mommy was telling me. It's a princess tent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
We got a Marshmallow, and we got some Christmas friends.
Oh, you got Kermit. She loves Muppet Babies.
Oh,
Esme, I think you're our youngest guest on Slayerfest 98 ever. Do you like your animal?
Hmm?
The animal I got you?
Uh-huh.
The one that drums?
I think that's my favorite Muppet animal.
Yeah.
Outside of like Piggy.
Yeah,
Oh,
Piggy makes her own.
Hi, Angela.
Hi. Happy New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year. This is Kim's daughter, Esme. She's now our youngest Slayerfest guest.
Kim, I love your shirt. You look fabulous.
Thank you. Ian got it for me.
Ashley.
Here, we got to get your dress on, Esme.
Angela, what are you doing tonight?
Oh my gosh, I'm going out. I'm
Nice.
going out. I'm
Like
going
out.
Like, okay, so I have 3 kids. I have a 14-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 5-year-old. And I have not been out in, I think, 14 years. 20 years. So due to the blessings of divorce, I now have kid-free weekends, and I'm going out.
I think you deserve it.
100% deserved. Cheers.
I can't wait. I've got this like stunning dress I'm gonna put on it a little bit. I didn't know how it would be for sitting here, but I will take pictures.
Now, will you be going to multiple locations, or is it like one place and then home base?
Okay, so yeah, probably one place. Well, I'm going out to dinner. So I was just going to one place, and then these old men friends of mine, they, and it really is like, he was like, what can me and the lads get into? And I was like, well, you can come with me to this place I'm going to, which is a gentleman's club. And they were like, yes, we would like to come there. And they were like, can we take you to dinner? And I was like, yes. And so
is it a group?
Granddads are getting it on tonight.
I love fun. I love that
for you.
And then tomorrow I'm going to rage with the little raver kids in DC. So I'm like,
it's all over the place.
This kid-free weekend is serving me right so far.
Wait,
Angela.
so then a rave tomorrow, will you have the energy?
Yes.
Okay.
Angela is our age, Brandon, but she does not run out of energy.
That's miraculous.
No, I never lost the H in the ADHD.
Oh my God. I envy you, because I having one thing on the calendar that is like a real social engagement. I'm like, I got to clear 2 days in advance in either direction, just to recover, to prep, all of it.
Kind of in the same way. Like we did that live yesterday. I did one recording before it, which Ashley, I forgot to put up Nudie Judy today, so it's gonna go up tomorrow, I guess. But I did those two things, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna spend the rest of the night cleaning my room. I was like laying on bed, had Seinfeld on the TV. Like,
I took a couple naps in the past few days. Like when I was in Ohio visiting my parents, I took a really great nap. And then the day that I got back, I took a really nice nap. And now I'm just like I don't nap the way that I used to nap. Like, and having those 2 naps, like I feel like I'm still recovering, because I'm like still like dragging ass. I used to be able to like take a nap and then not have it like, be like disorienting, where I'm like, what time is it? Is it 7 p.m.? Where am I? And now I feel like I'm still tired from those naps. And I'm trying not to get into like a too much pressure after, like, so come Monday, I mean, the timing of like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and then a Monday, it's like a confluence of pressure. So I have my lists of like things I need to tackle in the next week, but I'm not going to be like too psychotic with myself, where I'm like, first week, you better knock it out of the park.
I'm so mad about these like weekend holidays. Like we need weekends and the holiday. So last year it was Friday and Saturday, and this year it's Saturday and Sunday. And so next year it's probably going to be Sunday and Monday. Like I mean, it's just not fair.
It's not fair.
I mean, I can't complain that much. I had off from work Friday and they gave us off Monday.
Okay.
Nice. So it's like a 4-day weekend. Wait, Angela, are you going out with older gay men or older straight men?
They're straight men. They're old straight men. Well, one of them. So I was he found me on a dating app, and he was like, look, I don't think you're ever going to be interested in me, so I'm hitting you up on Instagram. I have a company, a trivia company, and I think the angle would be that I'd like you to work for my trivia company doing these bar gigs. And I was like, all right, cool. And so we kept in touch, and he is cool and like very respectful. And then he was just like, me and the lads are going out. And I was like, well, I've got the spot for you, lads. Let's go.
I love that. Did he know you from Big Brother, or did he just
no, I think I have my Instagram listed on my Bumble, because my Instagram and my presence in general is off-putting to a lot of people. In the dating world, they're just like, whoa, you're way too much. And so I have it listed so they can kind of like scope it out before they even swipe whichever way. And so he found me that way and hit me up on the Instagram. And I was like, look, I love money, so give me jobs. Yeah. I like trivia. It's fun. It's like, it's fun. It's a cute thing to do. I've never done it with friends, but now I host them. So
yeah, I did one, like when we first started Slayer Fest, I did like a Buffy trivia at Stonewall once. And I gotta say, it was cool because like, you know, the podcast had just started. I think I'd been doing it for like 5 months. So it definitely wasn't the podcast. It was just so many people love Buffy that like the room was fucking packed. And like people were getting mad at my questions because like I'm such a like, the bonus question was, what's Buffy's address? And I know what that is off the top of my head, but like I had some people like, are you fucking kidding me? Her address?
Look, if you want the extra points, go the extra mile.
Listen, I said it was going to be hard.
Buffy trivia would be dope. That's fun.
I wanted to try to do it in Philly, but there's already someone who hosts Buffy trivia in Philly. And I was like,
didn't you go to that one?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I forced you to go to it. I texted you about it like 12 times.
This is when I first moved back to Jersey and I like very much wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And even there, it was at like a small, like, there's this really cool bar on South Street that like Kim and I know called Tattooed Moms. And it's like,
best bar.
How would you describe it, Kim? It's like a Brooklyn bar almost, right?
It's like a very Philly Brooklyn bar.
Yeah.
Do I have my chip? They have these chips where you get like free stuff.
I love that you have
mom on them. And I always forget to bring it when I go home.
And I've heard that the owner's like this like super progressive older dude, which we love.
They are. They host like a ton of like good reading series. And like they're always like, you know, before Black Lives Matter, they're like Black Lives Matter. They do like a queer reading series there. They do a trans reading series there. They do like a bunch of like cool like queer art stuff there. There's stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's like bumper cars.
But
and,
that Buffy trivia I went to,
food.
It was so packed I couldn't get in the room because that place is like kind of small. So I feel like, you know, it's weird because growing up I like didn't really know many people that like Buffy, but I feel like there are a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Such a groundbreaking show, and like even watching it back, I mean there's some moments where I'm like but most of it lasted like that. You can I watched once more with feeling last night after the podcast. After we did this stream, I was like, yeah. And I still got tingles. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
How many years have you been doing this podcast now?
It'll be 6 years in March.
6 years.
Because I started, oh God, wait. Will it be 7 in March?
Maybe, because I think you had been going a little bit strong when I harassed you, like, hi.
Because I know it was, I started, and I'm trying to think, because, yeah, I think it might be because I started for the 20th anniversary of the first episode airing. So I think, because right now it's the 26th anniversary of 25th of season 2. So yeah, something, I don't know. But yeah, been doing it long fucking time. Ugh.
I found it.
Pioneer.
Oh,
I had it on my my shelf up there rather than in a box hiding because I'm very proud of my mom chip. And I am a tattooed mom now. Well,
oh, you are? Yeah, you got plenty.
Oh.
I wasn't when I got my chip either. That's the one sad thing about the shirt and doing a podcast. It's like it's got this nice open back. Yeah, and y'all can't see it because here we are.
Yeah.
Do not eat chalk.
There she is.
Hello.
You look fantastic.
I just finished. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is everything
Yeah.
good? Okay. Because I just finished a second ago. Hi.
I thought you were gonna say did you just finish a tap number as well?
Yes.
Oof. Wait.
Oh.
So is Barb going out tonight?
Barb's tripping off of her stool is what she's doing. Barb is going nowhere. Maybe I'll leave the heels off.
Barb has had a couple
Oh my
shandies already.
God. She needs it. Oh my goodness. Hi.
How long did it take you to get ready?
I've been doing this since noon. No, probably since 11.
Jesus Christ.
Come over.
So I wanted to like try and turn the best look I've ever done. So
I
I
love
don't
it.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It complicates all the hard stuff about putting on a tuxedo with all the hard stuff of dressing like a woman. So real fun.
Well, you look fantastic, and the effort is very
Thank
much
you.
appreciated.
What did I miss?
Nothing. We've just been chatting about the year. Actually, Barb, you just started doing drag this year, right?
Yes, June 26th, I do believe, was the date that my first Amazon package arrived.
I love
And let me just close my closet door. Jesus.
I love Barb's wall.
that. Right?
Yes. But yeah, I started doing drag, I guess it's 6 months ago.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it so that you can get just like the best angle. I'm sure people watching are loving it. But what's fun, I mean, like I started this as an outlet for political action because as a cisgender white man, gay man, who I also think passes for straight sometimes.
No, yes, I would. Yes,
Is that a pause for us to agree or to argue?
I mean, like, I would love.
I need a prompt. Someone in the background.
But I was like, I mean, all of my sisters, the trans members of our community, the drag queens of our community are always under attack. This was a big deal in May and June. It's still a big deal.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And I just felt this calling to be like, fuck it. I don't want to be safe anymore. I want to be glamorous. And all of my friends and family in Tennessee, I want them to now not be able to say that they don't know a drag queen. So y'all do. She's really here.
Also, but had you been doing makeup before? Because your makeup's always fucking fantastic. And I feel like that's hard.
No, I took one makeup class in college. I did a Darth Maul look one week, and my teacher was like, "You've done this before, right?" And I was like, "Nope." So I'm still learning. Doing drag requires so much learning.
I would imagine.
Now I want to take a makeup class because I'm terrible at makeup. I just don't
so
wear
much.
it.
Hi, LaToya.
Hello.
Hi.
I just tested my audio in the dumbest way, which was doing the horns from John Cena's wrestling theme song. I went do 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 do.
I wish you would have been live when you did that.
And it wasn't working, so I was like, "Oh no!" So I did it multiple times.
LaToya, what are you doing tonight?
Tonight I am working. I have to finish a review, which actually I will finish pretty soon because the show decided it's dropping tomorrow and the embargo lifts tomorrow for review. So, which is always a great sign for a show.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm going into Philly with my friend. My friend and his boyfriend, my friend Steve and his boyfriend Michael. We're getting dinner at a place. Kim, I don't know if I haven't heard of this place before. Bud and Marilyn's in Philly. And it's like near the neighborhood, and then we're just gonna like walk to. But I know the gay bars are all gonna be fucking packed, so we're just gonna try to see like which one is least packed. So
that sounds fun though.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun. And especially I don't like go out much down here.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And I love Philly.
Yeah. My mom was like, "But Philly's dangerous now." I'm like, "Oh, it's fine." Like,
is Philly dangerous now? Is it?
You can get shot in Iowa, so
Yeah,
I know,
like, live.
You can get shot anywhere.
Yes.
There's a crime wave across the
Oh my
whole
God.
country.
Hey, actually, homicides are down in Los Angeles. So
Wait, really?
Hey.
Don't let Fox News know.
Well, because I feel like even like non-Fox News, like even like regular news stations do kind of make it seem like, ooh, the cities, ooh, like
Yeah.
But they've done that our whole lives.
that's
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
When
But
I went
also,
to
like, moms do that too. Like, my mom thinks,
Mm.
Brett might be the only one that understands this, but my mom thinks that Murfreesboro, where I live, is like the big city.
Oh, I mean, I guess to some people in Tennessee, it might be.
Yeah.
Like if you're comparing it to Smyrna or Laverne.
Also, Brett,
She
you look
lives in
amazing.
Manchester.
Thanks. Ah.
Brett making me feel like shit.
Oh.
God damn it.
Well, but did you waste like 5 hours getting into all that?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. So that's the choices that I make.
I mean, waste, so I'm gonna put waste in quotation marks for you.
Right. There was no waste. You look great.
When is the Barb Hardley Cabaret happening?
It's already on YouTube. I did my Christmas show.
Oh.
I did a whole 15-minute Christmas show with 4 lip sync numbers, hosted by myself. So
well, isn't it Barb and Brett hosting?
Oh well, I do. It's Barb is hosting it, but I do a duet with myself with Brett and Barb, split screen.
And the
screen
Patty,
split screen.
some
All right.
Patty Duke style, double the fun.
Are
Where
you doing a lot
where
of back to back, where it's like
we
this one.
look at each other a lot. I wear my tuxedo as a man, and I have a nice little gold slinky number that I have on as Barb. So it's fun. Just because Christmas is over, you can still go watch it.
Okay, but like, not only is that shit fun, but like the quality you put into that is very fucking impressive.
I honestly, discovering drag I love it because I love art, I love music, I love performing. I was an improv comic. I love graphic design. I like editing. I went to school for TV production. So it's like this one art form. I don't know. I get to utilize all my talents and also just like look pretty, which is a nice bonus, right?
Yeah.
Hi,
Nicolette.
Yeah, I mean, when I used to work, I worked at a gay bar in Queens when I lived in Astoria. That was like a few blocks away, so it was easy. I would walk there.
Which
and
one?
Mix. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, okay.
From a
Yes,
while
I
ago.
do. Wait, the one that had food?
Yes. I was gonna say,
yes.
I worked brunch. I worked their drag brunch, and man, those queens. And like Kim had been to the show, right? They, like you, Barb, would be very, very like their costumes weren't just like they threw on a dress. Like it was like involved. And yeah, they would be there before me. And like I'd finish, I feel like 2 or 3 hours after I got there because they had like a ton of like outfits and like the corset and the poofy dress and the heels and the like fishnets. And yeah, they'd be in the basement like, no one talked to me. No one talked to me.
Did you say lips or mix?
Mix.
Okay.
MIX? Oh,
yeah, MIX. Yeah. It was only open, I think, Brandon, like 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, because I also remember too, that was one of those places that like there was like the mix was like the gay bar aspect, and then there was a place called Zuzi's, which was like the restaurant or something. So like the people,
it was confusing.
Yeah, so people would pass out pass out the menus. Like it was one of those, they always had somebody at the train getting on, like going to work in the morning, somebody who was like assaulting with menus. And I remember being like, it's a gay bar, but then I can also get chicken fingers and an assortment of other things late at night. This is perfect.
You know what you can't do there? Fall asleep.
I just told Ashley. I literally just told Ashley that story. I was like, well, my best friend fell asleep at the bar where I worked, and I had to be like, no. That's my best friend. It's fine.
I was just tired.
Oh my God.
She literally fell asleep at the bar like this.
Kick me out.
Yeah. Well, no, but I was like, it's my best friend. I got it. It's fine. He was like, okay, but she has to wake up. I was like, all right, it's fine. But no, like they were like, I was always very impressed, and they would be like, they would try to book events like directly after. That way it wasn't like get ready again or like take it, like they would like have events right after brunch. And they would like sing and dance and stuff. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, the only time I've done a show is Slayerfest 98's Halloween shows. The only time Barb has ever left the apartment in 6 months.
That makes me very happy that Slayerfest live show was. I'm just mad that I wasn't fucking there.
You were there in spirit.
Latoya, did I tell you what happened?
No, you did not. You should be there. It's your show, Ian.
I got COVID.
It's like the one thing that you
I'm
can't
sorry you got
go
COVID,
for.
but also that's funny.
And it was the first fucking time I got COVID. I worked retail this entire time and didn't get it. And then randomly, I think my mom got it from the salon and gave it to me.
Oh.
Yep.
And it was like 2 days before the show.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the one, because I got COVID for the first time this summer, and I'm pretty sure I got it at the wrestling show at the Forum in Inglewood. So my mother and I are going to wrestling again 2 weeks from now at the Forum in Inglewood. So fingers crossed we don't get COVID again from it.
Latoya is returning to the scene of the crime.
I mean,
get that
KN95. We're going to, because WrestleMania is coming to LA in April, and we're going. I'm taking my mother to WrestleMania for the first time because she's never gone.
Oh,
so. Yeah, and it's gonna be awesome, but we're gonna definitely get COVID.
Did everyone get COVID this year? I got COVID in January.
Oh yeah, I got COVID in January, I think. Yeah.
Anyone
yeah.
else?
I haven't had it.
Oh, fuck you, Angela.
Yeah, see, I was so happy I had not had it, and then this July I got it. I thought it was just like the flu, and I was still working and everything, but
yeah.
I got it like last year, right before the holidays. So I had to like cancel plans to go to visit my family in Ohio. And it was just like a couple days of allergies. So it wasn't that terrible. And then I got it at San Diego Comic-Con. And then my whole trip to LA afterwards, which I had all this like seeing people and business and follow up. No, it was just me in my friend's apartment for a week by myself, like ordering
sucks so much.
takeout. Yeah. I mean, and like, thank God she wasn't there. So like, thankfully I had a place so that I could be by myself and like, but like also like after the first couple days, like the first couple days were just like allergies. And then it was just like nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
I was like, I thought I had the flu, and then I kept working through it, and then some friends tested positive, so I was like, okay, let me test, and I test positive. But like, by the time I was like doing that, I was already like almost done. So like 2 days later, I was negative. I was like, okay, then good.
Yeah. I definitely thought it was a sinus infection, so I didn't have it that bad. Like, luckily, I think, and I was telling Kim, I think me and my mom probably got like a variant of a variant because it was and my mom's on a breathing tube, so like I was very stressed, but we were just like kind of sick.
Yeah,
and we mostly just had the exhaustion part.
And I was also lucky for work because this was when I was on the show I was working on, and I was going into the office, but it was like, luckily that week, most people were working from home. So like I wasn't, really exposed to them. It was just like me and my boss were there, and we were in our offices most of the time anyway. So, and I would like leave like at lunch usually. So
Esme's daycare was already closed when I got it. So I was already home for that week. We had 3 interviews, interviews we were supposed to do that all got moved online. So, and I couldn't skip those. So I had to teach I taught my first little half week of school. And then I had 3 weeks that I didn't come to campus, and I had to do all the stuff for the interviews. I was even on one of the search committees, like at home with like Esme, because her daycare was closed too. And then I had COVID. So I was like parenting and being sick and like being a teacher and being someone on a search committee. And then I had to like go back to class and be like, hi, I'm Dr. Southwick Thompson. Nice to meet you again after doing stuff on the internet. Weirdly, unexpectedly for 3 weeks.
The week I tested positive was the week I got my new job. And I was just like, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm filling out paperwork so slowly. I have COVID for the first time. And they were like, oh, that's totally fine. Because it was like hard to do shit. Like, I don't know if any of you had that when you had COVID, but it was like hard to do shit like that, like fill out a long thing of like whatever form and like.
I mean, that's hard under any circumstances. Right. Let's be honest here. My husband and I got COVID. Also, Barb talks like this, so I slip into it when I'm in drag. It's the character, but is it me? Who knows? So my husband and I had already been quarantining for like 2 weeks, and then we got COVID.
How does it even work?
Who knows? It's just like, did we get it when walking to the mailbox? Like,
yeah.
It was frustrating because we were having a Christmas party with like 4 people coming over. So we were quarantined a week before that. People come over, and then one of my guests ended up having COVID. Fun. She got it the day before, but we didn't get COVID from her. We then stayed quarantined through Christmas, and then in January got COVID.
That's so weird.
So that was one of those like, why the fuck do we even live in New York? You can still get COVID in your apartment. If you could get COVID in your apartment, you might be a New Yorker.
Okay, Foxworthy. And he's gonna add this to my list of reasons I don't care for New York.
I have a few friends that happened to, where it's like, I didn't go out. I don't know how I got it. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. But
Jeff had it asymptomatically because I had been home from her daycare for that whole week before.
Yeah.
And then I got it the next week, but his boss had it. And then the day he found out his boss had it, the next day I had a sore throat. I was like, shit. But he just passed it to me. He was fine. Asshole.
God, I definitely was more sick last year when I had bronchitis, though. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh God, I had bronchitis this summer. It was terrible. And I remember you had it and your whole family. I was like worried. We were so worried.
I was like, I'm dying. Like, how is this not COVID? And it just felt like terrible. And my doctor was like, you can still get sick from other things. I was like, I know, but like, oh. And I hadn't been sick in like 2 years. So like anything would have felt probably helpful. But yeah. And you know what? Just in like fucking September, when I was still working at Barnes & Noble, I had an old lady yell at me because I was wearing a mask. Like she was like furious and I had to kick her out of the store.
Pushed her over.
She was.
What's she gonna do, old bitch?
Because first she was like, oh, you should tell your boss that's not fair that you have to still wear a mask. And I was like, oh no, he doesn't make us. Like, he lets us make our own decision. I wear it. I live with my elderly parents. Mind you, of course, she had like a cross necklace and like a Jesus pin on her jacket. And she was like, well, that's fucking stupid. You're a sheep. And I was like,
okay.
To quote Arrested Development, spoiler alert, she's the one that dies.
I just don't understand that very Christian urge. Like, we only have to interact as 2 people for maybe 30 seconds tops. I should definitely make this as combative as possible.
Right.
Like, I don't understand that. That's just what Jesus would do.
That's what he would have done.
He would have said, yes, you yell at that gay behind the register.
Jesus was always saying, yell at that gay. It's like, there's a lot of that in the Bible. People don't talk about that, but like that's in the Bible a lot.
Little known fact.
There's a lot of retail abuse in the Bible that people don't talk about.
The book of Revelations is just about yelling at gays.
You go into that store
on the counter.
Yeah. But I was very proud of myself because I was like, I don't want to have this I just said, I don't want to have this conversation with you. She was like, neither do I. She was like, just ring me up. She was like, you are so stupid. And she kept saying how stupid I was. So I just like put her stuff down and was like, I want you to get out. And she was like, I don't even want to be in your store. And I said, okay, then leave. And she left. And left like loudly saying how fucking stupid I was. My boss was pretty cool there because he was like, what just happened? I was like, oh, I kicked that woman out because she was yelling at me because I wore a mask. And he was like, she was yelling at you because you were wearing a mask? I'm glad you kicked her out. Thank you. And I was like, yeah. And I've never kicked someone out of anywhere. Who the fuck am I? But
a bookstore.
I bet
Definitely.
She was buying like kids' books. She had like a kid kit and like
for
kid
the
books.
grandchildren who will eventually not speak to her.
Yeah. Right.
Or buying like Bill O'Reilly's picture book.
Elon Musk, little babies.
Oh my God. The Musk babies.
Oh, Musk babies.
God, kill me. All right, Latoya, I'm curious, what were like your favorites of the year?
My favorite what?
Like
People,
just
places, things.
to make it not like on the spot,
No.
just like anything you could be like, oh, my favorite, like a show or anything.
just a life event in general, or
a life
show?
event.
Life event. So if you've not watched Dead to Me on Netflix, the final season aired, and I laughed and cried like a little bitch the whole final season. Literally me watching the finale like 5 minutes in, I'm just like a sobbing mess and having to pause every like 3 seconds. It's a beautiful show. If you don't watch it, get into it, especially because I rewatched the first 2 seasons before I watched the final season, and then
that's
like
smart.
and it really like it all comes together a lot too, and I'm just like ah!
You know, I did think that was because Kim and I were like texting about it because it was so good, but I feel like it came and went and no one really like talked about it.
That is the nature of the Netflix binge beast, and I can say that because I'm currently not working for a Netflix show right now still. So yeah, from like August of last year to September of this year, I would not have said that, but since I'm on hiatus, I can say that.
But don't ask her again in 3 months.
Yeah. And when pre-production finally starts on my show that still hasn't been announced, then I will never say a bad thing about Netflix.
Ian got me, in addition to my microphone that I already owned, 12 hours before he tried to give it to me. Ian got me the necklace from Dead to Me.
The like evil eye necklace.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It, but you can't really wear a necklace with this.
I was
truly. Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say Christina Applegate and Linda Cardellini, like they fucking do the damn thing. If you don't watch the show, you gotta.
They are so good. Yeah, they're both, and they're so good together. They like bounce off each other really well.
I'm like, have you guys been best friends forever?
Right?
Because holy shit.
Yeah, I was really excited. Weirdly, the jeweler who made that necklace made a lot of the jewelry that they wore on Buffy. So I happened to be like Instagram friends with her. Her name is Peggy Lee. She's so sweet. She's so nice. And she like still does a lot of jewelry like featured on shows. And they were for pre-order. And so I messaged her and was like, hey, I'm buying this Christmas present for my best friend. Will it come in? Like, I just wanted to know. And she was like, it'll come in for you, I promise. And I was like, great. So, yeah.
That's so good. Also this year, just in terms of personal stuff, I've been really like, it started like end of last year, after I got dumped a week before Thanksgiving, to this year, it like just going to every fucking oyster bar I can in LA. Just I've been like sucking down all those oysters. I'm an oyster queen now.
I love how specific that is. That's not at all where I thought that was going.
Yeah, I just want to make it as uncomfortable as possible.
Yeah. Barb, what were some of your favorite things? Are they the same as Brett's favorite things?
Yeah, they have to be. That's one of the rules about Barb as a drag character, is she's just me, but she talks like this and wears women's clothing.
Fair.
I mean, being a drag queen is the best thing that's happened to me this year. It is, I mean, honestly, if y'all ain't watching We're Here on HBO, which is an
I've been
amazing
meaning to
show.
start that. I've heard good things.
Oh my God, especially this season because they filmed it this year, and a traveling show about drag queens to small town America, that has to go very well this year.
Yeah.
It was hard. But no, like I always watch all these makeover shows and people are always like, oh, the transformative power of drag. It reveals who you are kind of stuff. And it wasn't until I actually did it that I was like, oh my God, this is the like years of feminine repression that I as a gay man have had pushed on me that I didn't even understand. I didn't even realize. And being able to like exercise all that. And it's been fun.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
Here.
Yeah. Live your truth.
It was actually really funny. Kim went to go get one of the cords and Esme came in and I was like, oh, our youngest Slayer was 98 guest. We were just chatting.
And Andor is really good.
Okay, wait. I have to confess something. I didn't make it past the first 2 episodes and I've been meaning to go. Everyone has told me that they are slower and that it gets really good.
It is one of the best shows I have ever seen in my life.
I'm afraid to watch the show and be like, this is just a TV show. You're all wrong.
Yeah, everyone's been like, even if you don't watch Star Wars, you have to watch Andor.
I feel like I'm gonna watch the show and it'll be like, oh, so this is the show it is, and you guys have just never seen that show. I feel like that's what I'm going to do when I see the show.
I mean, I think maybe I'm not like, I think of myself as a big Star Wars fan, but I think maybe I'm not like
It's
The
It's like with
the
The Mandalorian, where no one has apparently seen like syndicated episodic television. So,
well, yeah, I mean, like, also, like, Andor is leaps and bounds better than Mandalorian, and I love Mandalorian. Andor does stuff. It is a very patient show, which I think for a Disney Plus show, kudos,
Right,
because
yeah.
Disney Plus shows, they love their fan service. I love fan service. I'm a fan service me. But like Andor does this patient stuff every 3 episodes. Like the 6th episode is one of the best episodes of television I saw all last year, because it's even impossible to describe the way that like it builds tension, and then the release that like actually pays off. And it feels, man, I don't know. It's like, oh my God, this is the majesty of human creativity. Like, in a Star Wars show.
All right, now I'm gonna watch it.
I don't know. But like the shitty thing is like, I mean, yeah, like the first 3 episodes, I mean, I love, but like, yeah, I mean, it does start slow. The episodes aren't only like 35 to 40 minutes, those first couple. So I'm like, that's good. It ain't like Netflix where it's like, here's a 65-minute show.
No commercials.
episode.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch the OC. So,
Latoya, I feel like you and Zach both are like people who like, I don't know how you have time to, but also have seen everything, even though you're also always busy.
yeah.
Esme wants to introduce you all to somebody. Hold it up.
Ooh.
Who is it?
Baby Yoda.
It's Baby
Yay!
Yoda. See, Baby Yoda.
Yay!
Wait. She calls baby Jesus Baby Yoda, just so everyone knows.
I was
That's
y'all were talking
also
about
in the
Star
Bible.
Wars. I was like, go get Baby Yoda.
Work.
I mean, that's
I
another one.
didn't do that. She did it herself. I was calling it Baby Jesus, and all of a sudden it was Baby Yoda.
I love that.
Okay, go put him back.
Angela, what were some of your favorite things this year?
Well, just waking up every day. No, I got I became a single mom in March, so that's been an adventure.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Do you sing the Reba theme song every morning to yourself?
Who I am is who I am.
It was bad. Like I thought like, oh, this is the end, and then I was just like, oh my God, my ex was miserable. I feel so much better. So like, I don't know. And I've been in my healing journey this year, and really just getting to know myself, and the weekends have opened up, because now the kids, like for the first time in 14 years, I'm like, what, I can go out on a Friday or Saturday. Like, what is this? This is fun. Because I used to run nightclubs, and I miss that energy. That's always been kind of my driving force energy. So,
and that is very your energy, Angela.
It is. I love it. Like, I think that's so, I'm so like gassed up about it, and going back out, and then all the other promoters and some of these people that I raised in the industry, because I'll be 40 this year once it turns 2023. I'll be 40 this year. So some of these kids that I raised in the industry are now like GMs and managers, and like the promoters, their businesses have grown. And so I'm just like, and they're like, oh my God, that's Angela motherfucking Rockstar, welcome back, and like just gas me the fuck up. And I'm like, yes, I'll take all of it. And so that's probably, I mean, just kind of like rediscovering who I was before kids and before being by myself. It's weird. I haven't been single previous to, the past, since March, in like 20 years or something. Yeah. So dating is weird. That's not a favorite part.
Dating is bad, actually.
I think Latoya and I can agree with that.
I don't want it. But just being by myself, that's dope.
That is nice.
I like that. And then shows, I mean, I'm so fucking pumped. This is probably the right audience because nobody else is hearing me, but there is a Willow show. And I started watching that, and I love that movie. I grew up on that movie. I have it memorized. I know. I mean, like, man, Mardigan can still probably get it. I don't even know if he's still alive, but like, I was pumped. and I just started watching that recently. So
you know, I hadn't, because I love that movie as a kid too, but I was like, I don't know that I'll remember enough to watch it. But then I've been hearing nothing but great things about that show.
It's cool. Rewatch the movie.
Do you like it, LaToya?
I've not seen it yet. It's like that and Interview with the Vampire are the two I need to start watching.
Same.
Everyone's talking about Interview with the Vampire. I do love that overly long movie. That movie that could use some real cuts. I do adore it. It's like if it's on TV, it's like True Lies. It's gonna be like 4 hours out of your day, and I'm like, okay. I'll do it.
What channel is the Interview with a Vampire on?
AMC. Yeah.
AMC.
I've said this before. I watched I was gonna binge it when I had COVID, because I think like 5 episodes had aired at that point or something. But like my COVID brain there was like too much plot for my COVID brain to concentrate on. But I do remember loving, if it was the end of the first or second episode, when like Lestat like comes out to him as like, this is what I am, and murders a bunch of priests. I was like, this is hot.
But also RIP previous Pope. I don't know.
I only realized that it's not the current Pope like an hour ago. I was like,
no, one of my friends tweeted, wait, so do we have like a Buffy Faith situation now? Because there's only supposed to be one Pope. Like, I mean, him retiring.
Did he die though?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, okay. I just heard he was sick and he was doing okay in his house.
Yeah, he died.
NPR yesterday. But that was a big deal, like however many years ago the Pope became Pope. So this is funny that y'all are into.
Well, what about the young Pope?
Now?
Where's Jude Law when you need him?
Yeah.
That stupid show. My best friend Kevin, that Kim knows as well, like he once sent me a very, very stupid comic about. That's all I think about, and it's like someone like a priest. It's like a stupid cartoony comic, and like a priest comes in. He's like, something happened, blah blah. What are we gonna do about it, Pope? And then you see him light a cigarette, and then he's riding a motorcycle, and it says Kid Rock plays in the background, and that's what I always think of. Brandon, what were some of your favorite things this year?
Oh, where do I begin? There are so many great things about the year. I don't even remember what was on TV this year. She-Hulk, I remember that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I will say, when it comes to like television, I did fall in love with White Lotus. I was like, sometimes with television and stuff, like there are shows that I watch because like I will watch Marvel things because I pay money for Disney Plus and I want to, and I'm like Marvel things. So
look at our backgrounds, Brandon. Of course we
look at this giant. I have a giant mojo. But like there are certain things that like I feel like even things that I like, sometimes I'm rarely surprised or engaged fully.
That's
like where I'm having to pay attention. And even though White Lotus is its own little thing, I feel like there was something every night or every Sunday night, like looking forward to this, like it's almost like just like elevated soap opera.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it was like well acted, well written, and just like, is that Daniel's marching band?
Yes.
Is that a lift a sound? But that was, I will say that like I really looked forward to White Lotus. Like I mean like I think that it was good. I think some people like went a little overboard like in praising it, but like I just was like entertained and engaged in a way where I was like, I don't know, like I'm looking for clues, but like I don't know, like I like that. I don't like going into certain things and being like, yeah, well, by episode 3 someone's gonna die and we're gonna know this and this is gonna, there's a lot of formula in television. And so anything that like breaks formula or just like goes, was like the second season of Hacks earlier in the year. Because this is the thing.
Yeah.
From honestly from 2020, like from here 2020 to here, I'm like, was it just all, I don't know when things aired.
I forgot to watch Hacks. I loved that first season and I just forgot to watch
so you didn't watch, so you haven't seen the lesbians on a boat episode.
Ooh. I haven't. I have not seen that, and I have not seen my friend Ming Na Wen. She's in it too, right? Isn't she in an episode?
Yeah, your buddy.
Go back and finish Hacks season 2.
I will.
It'll make you happy.
Here's the thing. I love Hacks, but do you also think like that the recognition it's getting is like should be thrown at the other two?
You know what, I almost yes.
Yes.
I mean, I think the other two, I think that the other two, similarly with like South Side of those like Comedy Central shows that started on Comedy Central and then that got moved over to HBO Max and have found their own, like found new audiences, but they don't get the same amount of press.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like the other two, that Hacks got a lot of the other two's like I don't know, indie energy. Do you know what I mean? Like
I was gonna say gay energy.
gay energy for sure. But like, yeah, like I wish they did like, I wish they were both on network TV in like a night, like a 1-2 punch. Like every Thursday we got Hacks and the other two, and they're teaming up
on NBC
crossover.
I would absolutely watch. There's some shows that do feel like they're in the same universe, and those are shows that feel
like Happy Endings and Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Where there's the bit in Don't Trust the Bee where so June had to like make a little video of like Chloe and the guy she's with, but she didn't have any footage of the guy, so she used footage of Dave from Happy Endings in the video.
I love that.
Oh, I see. That's very interesting too, because like I don't watch a lot of network TV, but when I was in Ohio, like with my parents, they watch all the old people shows. So like, but like like there are a lot of like crossovers, because there was like one, and I don't even remember which ones, but there's like it seems like every network does like FBI. I think FBI, there was a crossover. There's like
CBS
HBO
has like 3 FBI shows now.
Yeah. And it was weird because like some of them I was like, there's like the comic book fan in me that's like, ooh, a crossover. But I'm also like, these are all just, I thought the same show. It's about Mark Harmon going into a room and seeing a clue. And then I don't know.
Well, like SVU is technically like Law and Order is technically now in the same universe as the Chicago shows on NBC, because like they had crossovers. Like there was like a Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and then SVU crossover. I watched back when I was watching the Chicago shows.
So would those to be like a Dick Wolfiverse?
Yeah, it's a Dick Wolfiverse. Yeah, and Dick Wolf also, I remember correctly, does FBI, which is on CBS. So technically, if you wanted to like swing his dick around like he's David E. Kelly in the 90s, he could cross over through the networks, because David E. Kelly back in the day, he crossed over The Practice and Ally McBeal and other shows. Ally McBeal's Fox, The Practice was ABC, and they let him do that because he's David E. Kelly. Yeah.
Huh.
And then like they would cross over like Boston Public, which is about teachers, not lawyers. That was like crossing over with The Practice again, which is on ABC.
But isn't one of the like cop or firefighter shows actually a Grey's Anatomy spinoff?
Station 19.
Yes. Okay. Because my mom loves all those shows. And I remember being like, wait, what show are we watching? And it was because there was like a little bit like mentioned something. And I was like, what? Station 19 is one of those shows that like I don't watch, but like the 2 or 3 times I've caught it with my mom, I've definitely ended up crying. I'm like, I didn't know the context. But...
Oh wow, Ian cried during an episode of television, guys. Alert Cynthia. I think the ultimate crossover between shows that have no connection whatsoever, but are just on the same network, is Bones and Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow was a supernatural show. Remember, Headless Horseman was roaming around that show. Like the Horsemen of the Apocalypse were on that show. I've still never watched those crossover episodes, but they did them. That was a whole thing.
There was an episode of Saint Elsewhere where they went to Cheers.
Well,
really? They were both in Boston.
In every fucking universe, as we know.
Yes. So yeah, for work, I wrote an article about like the Tommy Westfall universe, which is the whole
that little kid.
And that so that article just has a whole list of all these insane crossovers. Google.
Brett, I remember that article because I remember being like, oh shit. I forget, what is the little kid from?
He's from St. Elsewhere. He's the end of St. Elsewhere, and he's the autistic kid, literally, who like had his
snow globe.
All a dream. It was always an autistic dream. The entire events of St. Elsewhere, yes.
And therefore, the entire events of too many things.
Law and Order SVU, because everything is part of this universe. So like all of that.
That's so weird. Jesus.
Yes. They
Kim,
really are like, this is how we should end our show.
Kim, what were some of your favorite things?
I'm gonna
I
go.
feel like I had to bully you into watching a lot of things for the podcast, and that's like the only things you
True.
had time to watch.
Yeah, I also became a single mom this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's go play at some
Right?
point.
Seriously. But I was kind of already a single mom, so that's kind of why I am chosen to be a single mom. Anyway,
Her roots are planted in the past, though her life is changing fast. Who she is who she wants to be.
yeah.
Yeah, Esme agrees.
So I didn't really get to watch the things except that which Ian bullied me into watching and like randomly dead to me. I'm like halfway through Sandman. I was a huge Sandman fan, like in my teens and early 20s, like through today. I mean, how do you not of the graphic novels? Like, I mean, I keep telling people, like, when I was in college, Sandman was my religion. And like I kind of mean it. So like I should have watched that sooner, but I didn't. So I'm going through it now and I'm very much enjoying it. So
I haven't heard anything bad about it. I've been meaning to go
Yeah.
through it, but I did not.
I mean, I'm reading it with the comic open in front of me, which maybe is not how you're supposed to watch it, but I can't. So I'm still enjoying it, but I need to be able to be like, that's not what happened. And then I'm gonna throw some music out there. I know we don't like talk about music on the podcast, but I love this the band Big Thief. They dropped a new album this year, and there's a track called Simulation Swarm, which is just like amazing. I've listened to that song like 12 million times. And then Esme loves the Harry Styles album that came out this year, particularly the first track, Music for a Sushi Restaurant, which she calls Ba Ba Ba.
Ba, ba, ba.
Looking at me now. And then after Ba 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 plays, she says, "Mommy, play more Harry Styles." And that's what she calls the second song on the album. Looking at me now. Again.
Awesome.
Why are you talking about me? But yeah, that, if she could talk, she'd probably talk about that and also Muppet Babies, which that third season did drop earlier this year. The one with Fonzarella. That's her favorite thing in the world, Muppet Babies. So, and I've seen all of season 3 of Muppet Babies, so I'm at least caught up on that, even though they canceled it. I'm very sad about it.
You're all caught up on Muppet Babies. That's
Multiple times. I could do a whole, and not even a podcast about them. I could probably, between Esme and I, like redo the episodes. Like sometimes I'm having a conversation with her about like a normal thing. And like then she's just telling me what happened on an episode of Muppet Babies. And
She's going to be a TV writer.
Yeah, perhaps.
Just reciting what happened in an episode of television. She's going to be a TV writer.
I'll say LaToya does that shit all the time. Ashley, what were your favorite things? Oh, wait, sorry.
Ian, no, I have to skedaddle because I got my own live stream I got to prepare for at 5 p.m. Eastern. Go to Must Have Seen TV on YouTube.
Okay, wait. Before you leave, though, we're all going to take a little picture then.
Oh, yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now you're released. Thank you for stopping by.
Of course.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Barb.
Ashley, what were your favorite things?
So I had to go to my Instagram to remember what was this year and what was last year, as far as like, what did I do this year? What did I do? I went to Sunnydale High and to Buffy's house. So that definitely made the list. And I went to Austin to see the premiere of the TV pilot that I worked on. So that was cool. That's
that was
pretty
really
much
cool,
it as far as like good things that happened in my life this year. I started a podcast.
A Heartstopper podcast.
Yeah. So back to TV. It's about Heartstopper, which stole my heart and took over my life. So that's definitely at the top of my what came out this year. That Do Revenge was really good. I watched it like 5 or 6 times.
That was good.
I really enjoyed House of Dragon. I was super into that. So,
I keep forgetting about Do Revenge, but I did fucking love that.
Oh, so good.
LaToya, did you watch Do Revenge?
I Now again, I no longer work for Netflix at this moment, so no, I did not.
Okay, fair enough. I think you would like it because it's like so like
I it's on my like list of to watch. You just haven't got around to it. It's driving me crazy that I can't tell people what show I was working on, especially not live on YouTube. If we were not live on YouTube, I would tell you what show I was working on.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that one, but like that one was fucking good. Like it just right, Angela, and like it hits all of the like. It's like it reminds me of a teen movie that would have come out when we were teens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was so it just went so many different places. I watched that movie and I called my best girlfriend that like I would have watched a Jawbreaker with or like whatever else, and I'm like, you got to watch this like right now. I don't care what you're doing.
I haven't rewatched Jawbreaker in a minute, but I like we should find a way to like do a thing where we rewatch Jawbreaker. Because that movie is supposed to rewatching Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer all the time and having the same conversations.
I feel like Latoya and I have done like 8 live streams watching those movies. No, Jawbreaker is like probably one of my favorites of like.
I like the first time I ever saw it, it was like on USA, like in the middle of the day. And I'm like, what is this?
I think I wanted to see it because it had, because I know it has Julie Benz, but is there someone else from Buffy in that? I feel like that was when a lot of the Buffy actresses were in like teen movies.
I'm like going through Rolodex.
Rose McGowan was in it, obviously.
Yeah. It might have just been Rose McGowan.
Yeah, I don't think other Buffy people, if I remember,
was the other pull for me at the time.
Jawbreaker. I feel like I liked Jawbreaker.
I think you did, Kim.
Yeah. It fucking rules.
It reminded me, if I remember correctly, of like a Christopher Pike book or something, you know?
And like, of course, it's got terrible reviews on Rotten Tomatoes from like all the men who reviewed it back in the day.
I was going to say because of men, yes.
Yeah, all the white men who reviewed it back in the day. Yeah. Although straight white men who reviewed it back in the day.
Straight white men, yeah.
Brendan's like, yes.
That sounds about right.
My mom was saying, because I was talking to her and she's like asking about what I let my teenager watch. And she's like, are you careful? I said, Mom, I know that you don't want to hear this, but when I was a young person, like in middle school, I was watching 13 and Kids. So like really.
Okay. Also, Ian, the other Buffy person is the one. Yeah, that was it. But like, no, you weren't watching it for Percy. I mean, you were watching it for Percy, but like,
yeah, I was gonna say when it happened, it was very important, and I wanted to watch it for him once I saw that scene.
Mm-hmm. He's hotter as Percy, though.
I don't know, him sucking on that fucking popsicle while she's like,
the longer hair though doesn't quite do it for me. He like as Percy, he is hotter.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I guess as Percy, he's just not in his underwear, so that's
it makes a big difference.
Yeah. No, I loved Heartstopper. That was like, I remember Ashley, you were like, I'm not sure, and then I was like, I was crying every other episode, and I was like,
it's so good.
What is Heartstopper on? I haven't even heard.
It's on Netflix. Okay. It's like a queer coming of youth, like coming of youth, coming of age.
It's
very coming of youth.
You're reversing. It's like a Jack situation. You are becoming.
It's very like,
wholesome.
I almost was worried I wouldn't like it because it would be too cute, but no, it's fucked. And they're both really good. All the actors in it are really good.
Yeah, the actors are so good, and some of them it's like their first acting job ever. Aww. So, and Kit Connor won an Emmy. Nice. As he should.
Wait, he won an Emmy?
And so did Alice for writing.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely deserved.
Yeah, they won 5 overall of the Emmys. So of the 9 that they were nominated for. So
nice.
I'm so ready for season 2.
When does that come out?
It'll be 2023 sometime. They just wrapped like last month or the month before. So it'll be a while, but Alice put out like an update on the comic that's like a cute little holiday special this week. So that was like a nice little nugget that we got.
Okay. Heartstopper is on the list. Yeah. In 2023, how many Emmys do we all expect to win?
Half. Just a small half.
Half an Emmy.
A pinky toe of an Emmy.
Listen, Brandon, I feel like of everyone in this chat, Latoya, Brandon, you both have the best shot.
Yeah.
Since
Don't
Latoya,
you forget it.
God, Ian, I don't know about that.
Brandon, you forgot to mention in what your 2020, Brandon was on a TV show.
Oh,
Brandon, you
Well,
could say you're a TV show, right?
I made my 5th appearance, you should say, on Inside Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
cool.
and what I found out too is that, so years ago, I was in a theater company with, so one of my best friends, Kevin, is Amy's producing partner. And so we were all in a theater company together for years. And like years ago, I wrote a sketch that we did, and my Kevin called me recently and was like, so for Life and Beth season 2, there is something that is conceptually similar to a sketch that you wrote 15 years ago. So someone will be in touch to pay you because consent. And I'm like, okay.
Nice.
I was like, I like
That's what I'm talking
surprise
about.
money. Where somebody's
Yeah.
like, we decided to credit you for something that is just a small smidgen of what you like. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. I was like, I didn't have to show up anywhere. I just get a credit and paid. I was like, I'll take it.
I have heard from my author friends that is also very nice when their books are adapted, because they're not usually involved, but they still get money for it, which does sound nice.
I'm like, I'm also like in between gigs right now after having like at the end of 2019, prior to COVID, I set up like a bunch of work for myself for like 2 years. And so like all of those things have come to pass. And now I'm in this like holding pattern where I'm like, I'm waiting for this thing to like get the green light because it should be happening. But is it going to happen in January or is it going to happen in March? I don't know. And neither, how will I pay my bills? I don't know. So I'm just like hoping that those things happen. Like I have my very first DC Comics comic book story coming out in February as part of the Lazarus Planet event. So I just got to keep that ball rolling.
Colin just asked if anyone watched Strange New Worlds. I did not watch any of the Star Trek, but I've been meaning to watch.
I keep forgetting this is on YouTube. Yes, we're live streaming, but obviously people on YouTube can ask us questions. So yeah, and you gotta let us know when there's questions happening.
Yeah, there haven't been a lot.
Wait, Strange New World is just one season so far?
I think that's the cartoon, right?
No, I thought Strange New World was live action. And
was that the one where Paul Wesley is Captain Kirk? Because I need to watch that.
And so. Rebecca Romaine is in it, I think, right?
Is she blue?
No, but she wears the cute like Star Trek skirt.
She has blue energy.
yeah.
Contractually, she has to. She's like, I will not do this unless I'm head to toe blue makeup.
Yeah.
You better.
In X3, which I saw twice in theaters, the second time against my will. And she said that Raven was her slave name. Remember that part of X3?
Yes, I do.
God, that movie's so bad.
I saw it the first time as an awkward high school wing woman situation. I don't know. I feel like I was actually the third wheel, but I was like supposed to be like a wing woman. It was an awkward thing. And then my family was like, let's go see X3. I'm like, I don't want to see this movie again. But like my whole family was going. So I'm like, I don't want to be like home alone, like bored. And I'm like, I still hate this movie.
It's so disappointing.
But yeah, she calls Raven her slave name, and it is the funniest part of X3. They're like, Raven, and she's like, that's my slave name. And I'm like, Rebecca Romaine, you can say it. You get an N-word pass. Rebecca Romaine does not get an N-word pass, people. That was a joke. But also, what if she said it?
That movie, I still feel like that movie is one of the biggest disappointments ever for me, just because I was like, so the first two were so good, and like I was looking forward so much to that movie, and like from the start I was like, oh no, this isn't gonna be good.
I think my youth is really why in adulthood I'm like, I just won't go see a movie if I don't need to. And I am getting back into like really going to see movies, because so I saw that twice, and then college, Spider-Man 3 midnight showing, we saw it.
Oof.
And I'm like, okay, I need to stop. I need to stop myself.
I saw Spider-Man 3 with like 4 or 5 friends.
Yeah.
3 of them left halfway through to go see a different, I forget what movie, but they left to go see another movie.
Yeah, we would like see like every fucking thing in college. So obviously we were excited for Spider-Man 3 because how could you not be?
Right.
So Midnight Show again, we were like, oh, that was deflating. Saw In Bruges during college, and that was a great showing because like we had no idea what that was, and that was great. Saw, I think it was the second Jackass movie in college. Not for me. I didn't watch the show Jackass, and I didn't see like it's not for me.
Yeah, it's not,
Yeah.
I hung out with a bunch of people that loved Jackass, but like it wasn't for me.
It was like we would just see like any fucking movie at least in college, so it was a mixed bag.
Like yeah,
I think it was like also like right before the Spider-Man 3 midnight showing, because it was like a huge group of us. So it was like I was in the girls' car, and then there was the guys' car, and the girls' car we pulled up blasting Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy. We were like, we can't officially park until we finish the entire song. So like we were fucking amped to go see this movie.
Kim does not do horror movies, but Kim has seen a bunch just because we've been friends that long, and I would just make her go see horror movies with me when we were teens.
Oh yes, especially college, especially when I became friends with some girls who were, of course, in the Supernatural fandom. So we went to a theater to see both My Bloody Valentine in 3D and the
House of Wax?
Friday the 13th remake with Jared.
Oh right.
So Jensen was in My Bloody Valentine 3D, and then Jared was in the Friday the 13th.
Which one is in House of Wax though?
House of Wax is Chad Michael Murray. Oh, Jared is in there too. Yes.
Okay, yeah, he's like the boyfriend.
Yes, he is the boyfriend, but Chad Michael Murray is the one who has the chemistry with Alicia Cuthbert, where it's like, why is a brother looking at his sister this way? Why does he care so much?
Brother and sister have too much chemistry.
It's not even from Alicia. It's all from Chad. It's all from Chad, which leads me into, of course, promoting the beautiful documentary, MTV's Movie Life, House of Wax. The documentary they filmed while filming the movie, because it is so special. You could see how big of an asshole Chad Michael Murray really was, and he's like trying to hide it, and then he finally has his blow up towards the end. Cannot hide it. He's clearly an asshole the whole time, because also he cheated, because this is when in the same.
I love when you give us a history lesson. I love your
I was about to say, Latoya's coming in with the tea.
So he was on One Tree Hill. He was dating Sophia Bush. In this documentary, they show his proposal to Sophia Bush, so when they were engaged. But like after the fact, we learned, because they got divorced very quickly, he had cheated on her with Paris Hilton during the filming of this movie. And there is a bit where Sophia is visiting, obviously, so we can propose to her during this. And Jared was like dating / engaged to someone else prior to his current wife. But like there's a bit where Chad is like pushing that like Jared has been flirting with Paris and has a crush on Paris. All the while, he was the one who was cheating with Paris. It's
deflect.
Psychopathy at its finest.
Nasty.
Chad goes on to a whole spiel during the season where he's like, alpha male, it's like a very important thing to me. And then he adopts a puppy during his filming, and the puppy has one ball, and he is so upset about this. And you have like Jared laughing hysterically because of this whole alpha male bullshit that has been going on. And it's just so funny.
That is funny.
God. It is on YouTube. Please watch it, because it's a documentary, and so it follows the lives of like Chad, Paris, Jared, and Alicia, who like Alicia Cuthbert like is barely in it because she's like she's done 24. She's a professional actor at this point. And then Chad is just like the biggest fucking douche nozzle in the entire world. And again, we get like, because it's like 5 episodes, and like 4 episodes in, he's trying to hide he's a douche. He's like, can you turn the cameras off at certain points? And then a piece of plaster falls on his head when they're filming the climax, and he fucking blows up. It is the funniest thing in the entire world.
God. And I do love that movie. I'm like, I think it's a very good, like,
it
early
actually,
2000s.
It's a fun, like, early 2000s, like, horror movie too, but it's so great. Like, Jared comes out smelling like roses. Like Alicia, it's like she's not really around because she's just like there's nothing to do with Alicia Cuthbert. She's an actress, like she's a professional. Like Paris Hilton is like trying to start her acting career and her music career at the same time during this.
Yeah.
And Chad Michael Murray is Chad Michael Murray.
I was actually referencing that movie earlier in the year because Kirsten White put out a like adult horror book this year called Hide. And she had texted me when she was writing it saying like, hey, do you want to be a character in my book and die? And I was like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
So like, I knew like she had told me that from the beginning that the Ian character would die. And she was like, I'm going to make him the biggest douche. So don't take offense. And I was like, no, I don't care. That's fine. And it's her second book. She was a character named Ian that she killed, which I love a theme.
Awesome.
Keep killing your friend. So I kept saying me promoting the book was Paris Hilton promoting House of Wax. Because it's like, come see me die. Because I knew the character would die.
It's also so like late season. It's so weird to say it. Late season Supernatural, but not so late season. So I think we're like season 7 or like around that. Like so technically mid-season Supernatural. Right. What should be late season Supernatural? There is like a House of Wax type episode, and Paris actually does a cameo because again,
is that the episode where she I knew that she cameoed on that show. I didn't realize it was like.
So it's like.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's to know that like Chad Michael Murray cheated on Sophia Bush with Paris Hilton filming this movie, and then like to watch him try to like push it all on Jared, who's like, fuck.
Yeah, God,
it's insane.
I keep thinking like Chad Michael Murray wants to talk about alpha shit with that haircut. How dare you? Like how does he think that he can? Because when guys start talking about alpha shit like that,
I know
I can't.
Like, so you can tell he did not have a mother in his household because like so his parent, he was a child of divorce. He didn't have a single mother household. He had a single father household.
Oh,
yeah.
So he was just pumped full of like that nasty toxic.
So speaking of horror, but so I forget. Wait, Angela, you're a horror fan, aren't you?
I do like some
Did
horror.
you like the new Scream?
Five
what? Cream.
You didn't say it?
I didn't. I didn't. I'm so as an adult, you would have to probably pay me to go to a movie theater because I like to smoke pot and I like to pause it when I have to pee. And I like to get up and get my snacks. And I like to I can't do none of that in the theater. I can't be like, excuse me, everyone.
Yeah.
Going to
We should do one of our live
quickly.
watches, but with 5 Cream, so Angela can like
we should
part of it. Yeah,
we should do a live watch where you watch it. I fucking loved it.
I'll check it out.
But I did learn this year, and Latoya, I don't know if you knew this, but Jesus Christ. So like things in 2020, I very much learned to have like the worst fandoms. One of them is Scream. And I can say that because it is my favorite horror franchise. Just the other day, literally, I think it was last week, someone got mad at, like, I don't know how this happened, but I quote tweeted like a video from the new Scream. And I was like, oh, I love this moment, whatever. And it was just a quote tweet of a video. All of these like intense fans were like, oh, so you're a fake fan? You like the new one? And it's like, what? And they were like, so you're supporting Nev Campbell not being paid in the new one? And it was like, that's
absolutely not. I enjoyed 5 Cream.
Yeah.
But I am like furious that they like fucking lowballed Nev. But like I support like, especially a lot of the actors in that movie too. And I guess all of them. I'm not anti any of those actors actually. And it's just like, because it seems like they do care about the spirit of it.
I think they do.
It's for the movie that it is. It's not that big of a budget, is the thing too. And she deserves to be paid, but also it's not that big of a budget. And I think they could have figured out a way to do it. I thought they actually had, and it was like they were trying to keep it quiet. We don't know. We don't know for sure.
Right.
But also fandom. It's gotten so much worse.
So much worse.
It was always bad, especially online, is the thing. But like,
it has gotten worse.
What we experienced on like message boards back on the day, it pales in comparison.
Because I was talking about that with, and Brandon, I mean, you write Marvel stuff. Like She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel got the most hate this year of like any Marvel show I've ever covered. It was like immediately when I would tweet about them, I would get like these bots replying, telling me I'm stupid for liking it, or it's bad, it's stupid, oh, the MCU, or like whatever dumb stuff. And I'm like, just get a life. Like what? It's fine if you don't like it.
Because especially with fandom, it's like, so two of my friends started writing this past season for Legacies, which was the Vampire Diaries original spinoff, and like they are huge, like they're huge fans of the properties, and they like forever, and I've known them forever, and they both have like loved these properties, and they both got like hired as writers, and the things that the fandom, these fans would hurl at them, both like a lesbian and a gay man. And this is the queerest of the shows of the Vampire Diaries and Originals Legacies is. And the things that they would like write to them is just like absolutely disgusting. And again, part of it is that they have no idea how this industry works. They have no idea how like TV industry works and like writing works. So they blame them for everything. It's like they answer to a showrunner, but that showrunner also answers to a network too.
Right.
So it's just the things they would say to them. And at one point, like my friend Price, who's a gay man, and he was a TV critic before he ended up writing for TV, and they were like calling him like anti-lesbian or whatever. I'm like, he like makes a lot of very non sequitur jokes in general, and they took one of his non sequitur jokes as like, you hate lesbians, because like of his episode, I guess maybe a couple had an argument, not even a breakup, an argument. It's
people get really like intensely precious about like shipping, because which leads me to in the Buffy fandom, I very much on the podcast have said so many times I prefer Buffy with Spike.
You love Spike. I don't understand.
Did you see Colin's comment?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, did he just say that?
Yeah,
he said it earlier.
Buffy fans in here for you, Ian.
Yeah. And like I said, the Buffy fans are the toxic fandom of Buffy fans, because they are. And I say that as someone who loves Spike. And literally tweeting that, I had like 8 accounts that did not even follow Slayer Fest. So it's like, where the fuck are you even coming from? Mad at me and being like, everyone always does this to the Spike fans, blah, blah, blah. Like, we get attacked all the time. And it's like, I'm saying this as a Spike fan, you idiots. Like,
people don't understand the difference in like recognizing a character's flaws and hating the character.
Yeah,
there's 2 different things.
And because I'm a narcissist, I've been re-listening to my Vampire Diaries podcast, The Vampire Diaries, and there's a bit we talk about, I think towards the end of season 1 or like in the premiere of season 2, where it's like how these types of fans, this type of fandom, they can't understand like either liking 2 characters who are in contrast with each other, or like saying a negative thing about the character they like. It's like, because the character I like is Baby and never done anything wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
No. That was actually, I had read all the books, and that was actually my breakup. Like, that's what I watched the entire Vampire Diaries, Legacies, and is there what's
originals. Also, Angela,
yes,
we're gonna talk. You're gonna be on the podcast.
Yeah, I watched.
I was just about to be like, Latoya, have her on.
Like, I was like, I need to get into something, and my girlfriend was like, she's like, watch this, you'll love it.
Okay.
And I was like, all right.
We have non-toxic fans, by the way, for the podcast. And do you like to get horny talking about those shows? Because we get horny.
Yeah. And I'm from reality TV, so I'm used to toxic fans and toxic shipping and toxic fandoms and randos. I'm ready.
We are just starting season 6 of the Vampire Diaries right now, and that's some hot stuff. So okay, yeah. we're gonna link up.
Angela, I've seen some of your quote tweets with the shit people say to you, like, oh, God.
They get rowdy.
Yeah.
I go to bat sometimes, and sometimes I just block them. But like, no, the fandoms in general are very empowered in a lot of ways on the internet. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, and you just kind of sometimes you block them, and sometimes you drag a bitch. It just depends on the mood, you know.
It really does.
Some fandoms, especially during the Tumblr eras, where like we would get into like fake fights because we were like let's mock the other fandoms, because it's like we're normal. It's like, it was like happy endings fandom. Okay, let's like pretend we're fighting over something.
I was like, please don't tell me that fandom was shitty, because I would imagine.
It's one of those things where it's like, we have to like pretend there's drama in the fandom, because like really that's what's normal.
Yeah, and actually Zach mentioned, he was like, he said that there was like a Reddit thread about My Bloody Judy, and I was like, I don't want to look at it because I'm sure it's mean. And he was like, actually, it was nice. He was like, and there's some people that say nice stuff about Slayer Fest. He said that like buffering and Slayer Fest come up a lot of times. And I was like, I don't even want to look, because I feel like it'll be people saying we're all fucking stupid. We all don't know the show, because one time someone did show me a thread about our interview with Amber Benson that we did, LaToya, which was a good interview. And there was like 5 comments about me because when we talked to her about like, I forget when we talked about like who could have died, like what they could have done to not kill Tara, but still keep Dark Willow. I don't remember exactly what we said, but I think like I said, the only character I think they could have killed would be Giles that would like upset Willow that much. But I wasn't saying kill Giles, and literally like 5 people took that out of context as me saying Giles should have died. And then it was like, is he even a fan of the show? Why would he want Giles to die? And it's like, but I didn't say that. Like, why would I wouldn't say that. And so I was just like, I'm never looking at Reddit comments about my podcast again.
I'll take someone wanting Giles to die versus someone shipping Giles with Buffy any day.
I forgot those people exist.
Yeah.
Are there like library fantasies going on? I don't think that
AO3 has a whole
Of course there are, because again, every rewatch of a Buffy episode, I'm like, oh, Giles, hello.
Giles has gotten hotter as I've gotten older. That's ridiculous.
Especially
for sure.
when Tony Head shows up in other shows and he's like just a fucking asshole, like on Ted Lasso. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, oh.
And Brandon got to play Giles in our live show.
I did.
Nice.
And can do so for a price.
The price is free because you love us. Go.
True.
Listen,
actually, on that note, I do have to go. I do have to go take a shower and get myself ready for the New Year's Eve.
Hold on. I'm going to put us on Slayerfest Insta story before you go.
Now you gotta do Giles.
Beep, bop, boop. What did I even do? I think that they made fun of me for when my Giles actually ended up sounding like Ben de la Creme as Maggie Smith.
It was a very specific.
Hello. Like I was just doing, I just was
Mrs.
Saturday
Doubtfire
afternoon.
over here.
I'm gonna take a little boomerang. All right, and go.
Oh yeah, I have to move.
Oh wait, I'll take another one. No one moved in it but me. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. All right, now you are released, Brandon.
All right,
have a good New
Happy
Year. So
New
good to see
Year,
you,
everyone. Good to see you.
Now it's just Ian and his ladies. Misogyny runs rampant.
So you're saying Ian thinks he can control these women? That's what you're saying?
Gets all Xander on us.
Oh my God! Someone showed me a thread of I don't remember who it was, but it was like some big account was starting Buffy for the first time, and they were like, "Oh," and I could see this like thinking this early on in season 1, but like retroactively, it's like, "Oh, you're gonna regret that." It was like, Angel's so toxic. I don't know why Buffy likes him when there's a nice guy who's actually in the group. And like, I bet, and the thread was like, I bet Xander lays it down. And I was like, oh, this person's going to regret this when they get like farther in the show.
But even season 1, Xander is not great.
He's not. But it gets worse, I feel like.
Yeah. There's a great there's a moment in our writer's room where one of our writers, a male writer, he was like compared to a character to Xander, and like all the like the women and like on the staff and like a support staff were like, oh, rewatch Buffy in a while. And it's like, Xander not good. We're like, yeah, Xander not good. He's like, oh okay.
Xander not good.
I was listening to the Angel season 1 recap on my very long drive from Alabama to New Jersey, and y'all were talking, I think it was, I forget who said it, the original thing, but talking about how like Xander wanted to, like his the actor wanted to be moved to Angel instead of Cordelia, and I think
that would have been horrible.
Dana on that episode.
Yeah, and
I'm out loud in my car. I go, that would have been terrible, and she's like, 4 seconds later, she goes, that would have been awful. And I was like, like we literally said almost exactly the same thing. It was funny.
Like Xander does get killed. Like he gets killed before Doyle in that version of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, or maybe he comes out and then he's a better character, and we're like, oh, that's why he was like overcompensating.
He wouldn't last because also like there's a lot of boy energy on Angel in general, and especially like early there's only 3 series regulars,
right.
But like like WB would have been like, we need female energy, because again, the WB backlot, especially in the first 2 seasons, it's like it's David and it's charisma. Like those are what your promo shots are.
And like I feel like, especially in season 1, it's like they're learning how to use charisma. And like I don't know. Xander, you're right. Xander would have been too much like dumb boy energy. Like
no, it would have been 3 males. Like no,
thank you.
Okay, so WB,
Kate. Everybody loves Kate. So
WB literally wasn't like really pushing for a male audience, which they never got really until Supernatural. So
and like I don't know, Buffy's not like, I feel like I am surprised, but there are like, I'm always surprised there's straight guys like Buffy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's straight people that like Buffy. Like there's straight guys that like this, but there are. Both of my roommates in New York loved it. Jason's a co-host and he fucking loves it.
People who understand TV writing, a lot of straight dudes who understand TV writing, they like Buffy. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I am looking forward to, since I've been doing the 25th anniversary, I am looking forward to getting to the back end of season 2, like some of those episodes. Like Innocence and Surprise. Like, so good. I think of her with that fucking rocket launcher all the time.
Yeah.
Little freak.
All right, I think I'm gonna let everyone go. This was fun. Thank you all for doing this. And happy new year. And Jared and Colin and Amanda and Nicolette, if you're still here, thank you for joining us and have a happy new year. I look forward to seeing everyone's faces in 2023.